Let me ask you something that might sting a little. How many times have you promised yourself, this year will be different? How often have you made bold declarations at the start of the year only to watch them dissolve by? February did. You know that over 80% of people fail to achieve the very goals they set for themselves at the start of the year. And here's the kicker, it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're untalented. It's because they're missing one simple detail. A detail so small, most people ignore it. And yet, it's the very thing that separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who stay stuck in the same cycle, year after year. So what is it? What's that one shift that can turn your goals from pipe dreams into actual progress? What if I told you that success isn't about doing more, it's about doing one thing differently? Today's video is titled, How to Succeed Like a Pro, using just one simple trick. And what you're about to hear might be the most important mindset shift of your life. Whether you're hustling through a 9 to 5, chasing a wild dream, or simply trying to upgrade your reality, this isn't motivational fluff. This is raw, it's real, it's backed by science, and it's already being used by top athletes, world-class CEOs, and high performers across the globe. So here's a question. Have you ever felt like you're running in circles, working hard, grinding every day, consuming books and podcasts, but somehow you're still stuck? That's because most people are stuck in an invisible loop. They overthink every move. They constantly compare their progress to others. They chase too many things at once. In the beginning, everything feels electric, the vision is strong, the fire is lit. But then, life creeps in. One missed day becomes two. Self-doubt slithers in. I'll do it tomorrow becomes the theme song of failure. Distractions multiply. Overwhelm takes over. And slowly, the dream starts to fade, not because it was impossible, but because they lost direction. And here's what's wild, even the most brilliant minds fall into this. They buy the courses, binge the productivity hacks, attend expensive seminars, and still get no results. Why? Because information without execution is useless. Motivation without momentum is empty. It's like having a sports car with no gas, looks great, but won't take you anywhere. So let me ask you again why I do. You think you haven't hit that goal yet. Is it really a lack of talent, or is it a lack of clarity? Most people fail because their goals are vague. Get fit, get rich, be happier. These are wishes, not strategies. Your brain needs specifics, otherwise it defaults to what's familiar. And what's familiar? Scrolling social media, emotional eating, procrastinating. Second, most people try to overhaul their life in one go. Wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, meditate, read 50 pages, meal prep, start a business all in the same week. Your brain isn't built for that kind of pressure. It sees it as a threat and pulls you back to safety. That's why you fall off. That's why it never sticks. Third, let's talk about comparison. You scroll through TikTok and see 19-year-olds flexing Lamborghinis, entrepreneurs selling million-dollar dreams, people flaunting six-packs and private jets. Suddenly, you feel behind. That pressure creates anxiety, and anxiety kills execution. And finally, no feedback, no tracking, no reflection. You don't know what's working, so you keep trying random tactics, hoping something clicks. But guess what? Success isn't based on hope, it's built on habits. So now comes the real question: what's the fix? What's the antidote to this endless cycle of start, stop, fail? You ready? The one simple trick that high achievers swear by? It's this: they build their life around micro commitments. Yup, not grand gestures, not wild hustle, not motivation. Micro commitments. Let that sink in. What's a micro commitment? It's a tiny, consistent action that feels almost too easy to fail. Instead of saying, I'll write a book this year, they say, I'll write for 10 minutes every morning. Instead of saying, I'll lose 30 pounds, they say, I'll walk after lunch. Instead of, I'll build a business, they say, I'll research my niche for 30 minutes daily. You see, micro commitments are non-negotiable. They're frictionless. And here's the remix: you don't rely on feeling inspired. You rely on structure. You build routines so effortless they become identity. Because that's the goal, not to do success, but to become someone who behaves successfully. You don't need willpower when your habits do the work for you. That's how Olympians train. That's how entrepreneurs scale. That's how authors write bestsellers. Not with random bursts of energy, but with boring, predictable, unsexy consistency. Day in, day out, rain or shine, no excuses. Micro-commitments create momentum, and momentum is a cheat code for your brain. Once you're in motion, everything becomes easier. Confidence grows. Resistance fades. Self-trust is rebuilt. You go from "I hope I can" to "of course I do." And that's when your life starts to change. Slowly, silently, then suddenly. Because success doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen when you show up every day, even for 5 minutes. That's the real secret. You want to succeed like a pro. Stop chasing intensity. Start mastering consistency. Build systems so small they're impossible to skip, and watch how they evolve into results bigger than you ever imagined. So let's wrap this up. Why do most people fail? Because they set vague goals, try to do too much, compare themselves to others, and never track their actions. But those who win, they commit to tiny, daily habits, micro-commitments that transform how they think, act, and show up. That's how real change happens. One tiny step, repeated daily, without drama, without noise, without waiting for the perfect time. Now here's your challenge, and don't just think about it, do it. Drop a comment below. What's one micro-commitment you're willing to make today? Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Something so small, it's almost laughable, but so consistent, it becomes unstoppable. And if this hit you hard, if this shook something in you, then you need to watch the next video. It's a deep dive into the psychology of unstoppable focus. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Make your move, one small step at a time. Your future self is already thanking you. Asterisk.